This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
For questioning appearances, which the Dalai Lama illustrates with his own experiences. His Holiness guides listeners through a variety of practical exercises to help break down the illusions we have superimposed over and beyond what actually exists, and to learn how to act in the world from a more realistic framework. This calls for valuing the interdependence of all things and appreciating the latticework of our relationships for the meaningful contribution it makes to our lives. The audiobook's third part describes how to harness the power of meditative concentration with insight to achieve immersion in our own ultimate nature, which undermines our problems at their very foundation. The fourth and fifth parts discuss how people and things actually do exist, since they do not exist in the way we assume. The Dalai Lama draws listeners into noticing how everything depends on thought, how thought itself organizes what we perceive. His goal is to develop in us a clear sense of what it means to exist without misconception. Then the final part of the program explains the way this profound state of being enhances love by revealing how unnecessary destructive emotions and suffering actually are. In this way, self-knowledge is seen as the key to personal development and positive relationships. Once we know how to put insight in the service of love and love in the service of insight, we come to the audiobook's appendix, an overview of the steps for achieving altruistic enlightenment. This program itself is an illustration of Tibet's contribution to world culture, reminding us of the importance of maintaining a homeland for its preservation. The light shining through the Dalai Lama's teachings has its source in that culture, offering insights and practices that so many of us need in ours. Jeffrey Hopkins, Ph.D., Emeritus Professor of Tibetan Studies, University of Virginia. Part 1. The Need for Insight. Introduction. My perspective. When we rise in the morning and listen to the news or read the newspaper, we're confronted with the same sad stories: violence, wars, and disasters. It is clear that even in modern times, precious life is not safe. I cannot recall a single daily news program without a report of crime somewhere. There is so much bad news nowadays, such an awareness of fear and tension, that any sensitive and compassionate being must question the so-called progress we have made in our modern world. Ironically, the most serious problems emanate from industrially advanced societies, where unprecedented literacy only seems to have fostered restlessness and discontent. There is no doubt about our collective progress in many areas, especially science and technology. But somehow our advances in knowledge are not sufficient. Basic human problems remain. We have not succeeded in bringing about peace or in reducing overall suffering. This situation brings me to the conclusion that there may be something seriously wrong with the way we conduct our affairs, which, if not checked in time, could have disastrous consequences for the future of humanity. Science and technology have contributed immensely to the overall development